All right, so we're looking forward to something new, but we still got to touch on the old, and that's Mayhem.
Okay.
Because as a fan, I felt very betrayed when the split happened. Because as a fan, my favorite character was gone. It's like, no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like the interviews were dropping, and even I seen a video between you and Mr. Keys where it's like, there's no beef, y'all chill out, y'all are doing too much.
Right.
And that turned into like, damn, people were really going there with this? Tell me about the breakup from the beginning. I don't want dirt. We don't want to kick dirt on people, because that's not even the point of me asking you this. It's as a fan, something happened and it left us looking very confused in the process of enjoying our favorite web series. So what can you shed light on with that?
I mean, basically, we're human. And when you got humans, you're dealing with feelings, you're dealing with emotions. And sometimes people don't know how to say, my fault. Sometimes people don't know how to sit down and take the pride and the egos and throw it out the window and just sit down and talk. So when you talk about the breakup, the split up, it had a lot, I think it had a lot to do with people not thinking straight, people not able to sit down and talk and listen, rather than talk and it's in one ear and out the other, and I'm not really trying to hear you, and whatever the case is. I mean, more than anything, that's it.
When I asked people their feelings about the breakup before this interview, because that was part of my background, a lot of people felt like, well, it was 50-50. It was like most people took his side because he was the most vocal.
Right.
So it was like people didn't even finish their characters. They just straight up left.
Right.
We heard about phone calls being made. What it was like, what you gonna do now when Mayhem is dead? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What? You know what I'm saying? And then we also seen stuff like, yo, that don't even look like, come on, like, that's not it.
Right.
And it's like, well, damn, where are we going with this? This seems to be the making of something that's all bad instead of the celebration of something that's being created.
Right.
Coming from Mayhem, how hard is it, or what kind of transition you think is going to take people to make to separate SL from his new character, or Madoff to his new character, being that was their first exposure, and unfortunately, when the first thing is what you're always remembered for.
Right.
How do you think people are going to take to that transition?
I mean, like I tell the cast, I mean, we got to do what we know how to do. We can't overthink it. We can't try to, because the bottom line is you can't please everybody.
That's true.
So, we got to go out there and do what we know how to do best. And that's get on that screen, and whatever role we playing, we got to play it to the best of the ability. I mean, to me, it's a good thing that if people, I know him from Mayhem. That means I played my part pretty good. You know what I mean? And when we go to Loyalty and Betrayal, it's nothing like Mayhem. That's that was a point of emphasis. Like, we don't want it to, this is a mini Mayhem, or it's a Mayhem part 2. We all love Mayhem. We respected Mayhem. We built Mayhem. We grew with Mayhem. So you would never hear any of us sitting up here going, oh, F Mayhem, or we ain't. Nah, that's history. We all made history.
Yes, y'all did.
But I mean, sometimes in life, you got to move on from things.
Being typecasted is the thing that hurts a lot of actors and actresses. For instance, Jaleel White will always be Urkel.
Right.
And he will never ever be anything else besides a little nerdy kid.
This is true.
So it seems like y'all are trying to break the typecast mold, but you're in the same genre. So how do you break that then?
Well, when you look at, let me see, for example, let's use Madoff. Madoff, drug dealer on Mayhem, whatever the case is. He has a total different character. Deja, the grimy wife from Mayhem, total different character. And I wanted people to step out the box and challenge themselves.
Yes, you have a drug dealer now as a cop.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Yeah.
See what I mean? So it's like, yeah, this is what you're known for. But now, if you want to be an actor or actress and you really want to do that, you have to show people I can be an actor or actress.
So wait. So now you're talking about range, and you want people to expand their range. Jamie Foxx was not a great actor until he was Ray Charles. Carl Payne didn't show his great acting ability until he went from Cockroach to Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Monique was a comedian
Yes.
that turned into a bad mom, and Precious. So range is very important to establish skill.
Yeah.
Just like as a rapper, everybody says bars, but it's emotional depth that makes you a better MC than the next.
Right.
How do you help people find their range and have depth in their character so that they are not being typecasted and yet they are growing and going to the next plateau in their career?
Study.
Okay.
I always tell them, listen, check this movie out. Look at the character. Look what they doing. This is your character. Study it. Like if you're doing something that you're not used to, you have to do your homework on it. It's like when when you trying to start a business, you might not have ran a business before. You got to do your homework on it. You can't just, I'm going to open this up and think, it's going to be successful. Got to do your homework with everything. That's the biggest thing.
The hardest thing about doing homework is that you don't know what to look for at certain times.
That's right.
So then, as a coach to people watching, how do you find what it is that you want to do and how do you perfect it?
Man, I'm a perfectionist, man. I don't sleep until I get it right. And I've never been a producer. I've never, and before we did this web series, I was an actor on Mayhem, but I studied it. I did my research. I kept doing my research. You gotta keep doing your research. That's the thing. Some people will do their research and homework for a minute and think, I got it now.
Yeah.
You don't have it.
Yeah.
You can always learn something. So my biggest thing is, you can learn something you can learn something from the person that's right next to you. I'm learning from you today. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
the truth. Everywhere I go, I try to pick up on something.
Okay. We'll talk about that when the camera's off. So, I love how you put that because learning is essential to success. What's going to make Loyalty and Betrayal successful? Not more successful than anything else, just successful.
What's going to make it successful is the passion that the cast has for this. Everybody has a passion to want this to be successful. And again, it's not, this got to be better than this. It's not even that. It's we all want to make something that's people could just sit down and say, yeah, that was dope.
Okay, so let's pause on that and let's go into some of the people that was going to make this dope. Of course, there's you.
Right.
Once again, SL is going into his next phase.
Right.
Madoff,
Yes.
who a lot of people liked,
Right.
is going to his next phase. And the thing that sold Madoff to a lot of people was his speech. Bruh, you know what I'm saying? He brought the energy to the show.
Yeah.
But H was a very slept-on character in the show. And I'm going to tell you why. H represented a lot of... He was more of a politician than a street dude.
Right.
And those people are very important to have in your circle and as an enemy because they teach you how to expand your mind. Was his character an extension of himself like yours? Is he very cerebral?
H is a very intelligent guy, man.
Okay. As we look at how people are brought into their next phase, the main character I have to ask you about is Norky. He was the hood star.
Right.
Because people, I mean, he's named after Nork. You know what I'm saying? We in Essex County.
Yeah.
So you have a name with Nork in it, you know you got some love right there. And he elevated to a point where it seemed like there was a buzz of who's more important to the show.
Right.
And character balance is very, very hard for a writer.
Right.
That's what made Avengers 1 great and Avengers 2 garbage.
Right.
Is because if you don't balance the characters off so they play off each other and they have equal time,
right,
it causes a rift. How much of a challenge was that for Loyalty and Betrayal when you have so many people who were successful in the first project go to this project?
It wasn't really a challenge. Well, not for me anyway, because I got that mindset. You know, character balance. So it's not a web series where it's like, yo, Norky is the man. We gotta base this around Norky, or we gotta base this around S, or base this around H. Everybody is playing a role that people will be able to relate to, and it's not overwhelming. Like, you're not gonna see one guy that's overwhelming the screen. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be, hey, yeah, I like him too. Oh, I like her too. I like him too. It's that type of balance. So it wasn't really challenging. You know, like, the hardest part, honestly, was getting everybody scheduled to coexist. That's it.
I want to ask you a question. Do y'all have IBMD credits?
No.
You do.
Really?
As long as you speak on camera and you do more than a couple episodes, a certain number of episodes, you have credits.
Oh, yeah.
How do you use that to market the show to the next level instead of being a startup?
That's funny. Like, actually, when we go sit down, we sat down with a couple of companies, and they know us. Yeah, we
That's
walk in there and
question.
it's like, oh yeah, you know, you guys are. It helps a lot, man. And again, that's why I say, like, I don't have anything bad to say about my experience with Mayhem. You know, it was an unfortunate situation. It happens, you know, but it taught us a lot. It was our start, and it got us to where we are now. Anybody that sit there and say it wasn't,
they're lying.
they lying.
Because that's how we know y'all.
Right.
And my question is, for people in basketball terms, y'all are now doing y'all Kyrie Irving transition. Because now y'all are becoming the leaders of your own movement.
Right.
And once again, fan talk first. It's going to be a lot of people who are not going to watch because of loyalty to the original.
There's a lot. And like you said, it was a 50-50. It was a 50-50 type of split. But, again, my whole thing was, even when a lot of things was being said on cameras, at interviews, or whatever, my thing was, we're not going to go on the camera and kick his back in and do whatever. Whatever happened behind the scenes, we all know what happened behind the scenes.
Okay.
And I think what a lot of people wanted was for us to get on the camera and say, oh no, this is what happened and it went down like this and it went. That's not how I do it. You know? Like, things happened, and whether we're vocal about it or not, we had our let's be honest about this. Mayhem was a dope show. We had a lot of views. Why would we just get up and walk away? You know what I mean? Like, it's not, come on. But we're not gonna get on the camera and kick nobody's back in.
And I'm happy for that because you know what? The typical reaction to people of color that can't get along is violence and war, and
Right.
America feeds off of that. So I applaud y'all both for being businessmen
Right.
and separating and still saying support each other, because that's the main important thing. Not competition, but a friendly engagement of marksmanship.
See, the thing is, what the fans don't get, what people don't know. I've known Keys before Mayhem. You know, like Norky has known Keys before Mayhem. A lot of people have relationships before Mayhem. You know, so it's not like, oh, we just met each other on the set and we don't really know each other. We all know each other. You know, and it's again, no matter what anybody says on the camera against SL, you're not gonna catch SL on the camera saying nothing against nobody. I've never moved like that. That's just not how I move.